All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Hopefully that wasn't too long. Hopefully I didn't keep you waiting too long. Let's get to 1,000 likes and then we'll let people up in the box. Tap the screen, share it out, repost. I hope everybody's having a good day so far. Thank you guys for liking the live. Yes, tap, tap, tap. Alrighty, we are at 1K. Thank you. Hello.
I just bought an abolitionist sticker, so I'm not
Nice.
a heretic.
Thank you for the heart me. Appreciate it. All right,
I'll do
guys,
my
get in the
auto.
heart me's. Ooh, look at that. I've also, look at Chicken and Allie have both been fans for 100 days.
Whoop, whoop.
All right, Milton, how old are you?
35.
Are you a Christian, sir?
Yeah.
All right, what are your thoughts on the topic?
I just wanted to say that the Muslims, it's expressly prohibited.
Okay, what does that have to do with my prompt?
Well, it says church. A mosque and a church is the same thing.
Well, I'm not talking about a building. I'm talking about the body of believers.
In Allah?
No, brother.
Okay.
Yahweh.
Don't
Do you think I'm Muslim?
Don't sacrifice your children to Moloch.
Sure, I agree. So, what do you think that I'm a Muslim?
No, I've already answered that question.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just confused. Why did you bring up Islam? Do you
I've already
agree or
answered
disagree
that
with the prompt?
question. I've already answered that question.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So, do you have anything else to say then?
I would say that sacrificing your children to Molech is like code word for abortion.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
So you don't worship Yahweh then.
What are you talking about? Does Yahweh sacrifice babies?
No. So on the topic of abortion, the church is silent. No, Yahweh said don't do that.
Yes.
Isn't Yahweh and the church the same thing?
No, the capital C church is the universal body of believers.
In Yahweh.
Do you understand the prompt or no?
Yeah. What I'm getting at is we'll get to Christianity in a second, but you do concede that Yahweh condemns abortion and Allah, correct?
Well, I don't really care about Allah because I know that you're referring to the God of Islam when you say Allah. So I don't care what he says because he's fake. And then, yeah, I know Yahweh condemns abortion. But do you understand my prompt?
Yeah, you're asking specifically the Church of Christ.
So I am talking about believers being silent on this topic, and that's why it's still legal.
Didn't the Pope condemn it?
I'm not Catholic, so I don't really understand what that has to do with anything.
Well, what does Jesus have to say about abortion?
I know what Jesus says about abortion. I'm talking about we live in a country and the whole world, okay, that says that abortion is good and it is completely legal to commit child sacrifice. And it's because the body of believers are silent on calling out this sin.
I don't. No matter how much you scream, I don't think you're going to stop people from doing that.
What do you mean, scream?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
Yeah, what am I screaming?
Yes.
Okay. Can you actually just say back to me what I screamed to you?
Yeah. Stop having abortions.
Oh, did I scream that?
Yes.
Sorry, it must be that time of the month for me. I apologize.
That's okay.
All right, cool. Thanks for forgiving me. Do you understand the prompt?
Yeah.
Okay, what do I mean by the prompt?
That the church needs to scream louder so that young unwed mothers will stop having abortions.
Well, it's not just unwed mothers. It is also married women murdering their kids too.
Okay, so I understand it.
Okay, you do?
That's what did I just say?
So you understand what my prompt says?
This will be the third time I've answered that. Yes.
Are you sure?
Fuck you.
Okay. Oh, you're not leaving? Okay, I thought you were gonna leave. Okay, anyway. You're welcome to stay up here so you can understand the prompt better.
All right, let me ask you a question. Do you think that if we took a vote and we allowed states to secede, would you vote yes, they can secede, or no, they can't?
I don't really care about that. What is that? What is the point? What are you testing here with this question?
Well, it's about the actual administration of abortion, the governance of abortion, if you will.
Okay.
So your complaint is that the church is silent, right? So you're not really looking at what the church might do if they found out someone had an abortion.
What do you mean found out they had an abortion?
What do you
What?
mean? What do I mean? Don't you fucking speak English?
So here's the thing: if a woman commits murder through abortion and the church finds out and she's unrepentant, she's excommunicated, and that is according to the Catholic Church. If somebody commits murder and they are unrepentant, yes, they should be excommunicated. What's the issue?
So the issue then, which church is not excommunicating women who've had abortions?
It's not about having abortions. It's about not being repentant. So
Oh,
you are
well,
boastful in your murder.
whatever. What what is the church action, right? When they found out a woman had,
Excommunication. Excommunication
well,
if
if
you're
they do that,
unrepentant.
then the church isn't silent.
No, I'm talking about, oh my gosh, the church is silent on the topic of abortion because we still live in a nation that says, yes, child sacrifice is legal. Like,
But that's
that
the
is
government,
literally what
that's
I'm
not the
getting at.
church. That's the government, not the
So do
church.
you wait, so what does that have to do with anything?
It's got everything to do with it. Quit asking me these
How?
stupid
Explain.
questions. You're a fucking
What?
piece of
Define
shit.
stupid.
Shut up.
How am I? How am I a
You're
piece
a
of
fucking
shit?
crap. You're so because
I'm a crap?
you're going back and forth. The church is silent and now the government's silent. But you know, which one is
The
it?
church is the church is silent. That's why the government says abortion good
What do you
because the
mean the
church
church?
is
The
silent.
church constantly petitions the government to outlaw abortion. What do you mean they're silent?
No, they don't because
Yes,
we
they
there was
do. I've seen
literally
it on
no, they do
YouTube.
not.
Yes, they
Oh my God,
do.
you saw it on YouTube,
Yeah.
bro? Did you save it to your favorites so you could watch it later?
No, I saved this for my favorite so I can shoot you over the link, you fucking idiot.
Wait,
I'm an idiot.
Wait,
Wait, no, Cajun, it's okay. It's fine. I think his meta is actually kind of weak, but anyway, so the church the church is silent, okay? What do you think the role of the church is?
You're the one who's condemning them. You tell me.
Well, you told me that they're two different things. So do you think like separation of church and state? Like what do you like that or no?
I'll give you a good one on this. So you got your computer in
So
front.
that
Oh, shut up.
I don't
what?
hold on. Do you like separation of church and state? Is that good or is that bad?
Hey, so don't.
Ayo, your Metro PCS service isn't working
Yeah,
that
yeah,
well.
yeah. Don't ask me a question, interrupt me, and then ask the same question again. You're liable to get your fucking
Okay,
teeth. You're
so
going to get your teeth knocked down your
do
throat.
you
You,
like you
You
what? What are you gonna call me? You
okay.
manifesting demon? That's
You
literally what you're doing right now.
do you have your computer in front of you?
I have another device, yes. What do you want me to look up?
Look up Barron versus Baltimore on Wikipedia.
Hey Milton, I'm gonna
Bear?
buy you.
Barron,
I'm gonna buy you.
Barron, Barron.
I'm gonna buy
Cajun, what are you
you.
saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy Milton a cape so he can be super mad.
All right, so Baron
Yeah,
versus Baltimore.
yeah.
All right, what is this?
Okay, Supreme Court case from
Okay.
1833. You with me?
Okay.
Okay. So what this
No, I don't know how to read. My husband hasn't taught me yet, so you're gonna have to tell me word for word.
put him on the line. Put him on.
My husband's at work taking care of his family. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead.
Okay. So this shows how um this shows how the First Amendment was originally supposed to operate. And I'll break it down for you. Is that the federal government is promising not to get involved in religion while the state governments were still allowed to. So that answers your question on what do I think of.
I didn't know it didn't actually. It didn't answer my question
Yeah, it
because
did. You're
oh
just
my
not
gosh,
you're just
no,
not smart
because
enough.
yeah, according to who? Just you? Like some random I was about to slur, but anyway.
Yeah. So
Anyway, so
so
separation of church and
so
state, good or bad?
the reason why it answers your question is because you asked me a very stupid question. Would you or a
Then
very
why'd you answer it
I'm
if it
sorry,
was
let me
stupid?
rephrase. Hold on. You asked me a very generic question, and what do you believe in the separation of church and state? And
That's not what I said.
hold
What do you
on,
believe? I said separation of church and state,
one
good or
moment,
bad. That's what I
one
said.
one moment. So, and generally you'll get an answer like I'm for it or I'm against it. And I've actually done my research. And according to this court case, that was the First Amendment was never about the separation of church and state. Okay?
Correct. I agree with separation of church and state.
You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, well, I agree with
No, shut
separation of
the
church and
fuck
state. What do you think that
up.
is? Hello? Hello? Okay. God bless and go in peace. Repent, you manifesting demon. Hello, Brian. How are you?
How's it going?
I'm great. Are you old enough to be here?
I believe so.
Great. Are you a Christian?
I am, yes, I am a Catholic.
Okay. And are you here to slur me or to have a conversation?
Conversation would be nice.
Great. Good answer. Good answer. All right. So, on the topic of abortion, the church is silent. What are your thoughts?
Um, well, my honest opinion, and I think being raised up Catholic and having a Catholic family, we always looked at as abortion was a satanic practice
Okay.
because we it's believed that growing up Catholic, children are the like most innocent beings on the planet next to Christ because they're free of sin. Like you can't sin when you're a child, especially when you're a baby in
Okay.
the womb. And as Catholics, we believe that it's Satan's plan to go after what is next to free of sin.
Okay. Okay, this is just kind of a little off topic, but do you believe in original sin that we inherit from Adam? Do you believe in that? Like that we
I
inherit
do a
the
little,
sin of
but then
Adam
it's like
and sorry.
a child's
Go
like
ahead. I cut you off. I'm sorry. I think there might be a
free
lag and I
will.
apologize.
A child's like free will to make bad decisions doesn't really like start until they have like an actual good conscience,
Um
and they're
well,
so used to decisions being made for them before they could
okay.
start making decisions.
The only reason why I was asking if you believe in original sin is because I wouldn't want you to fall into heresy, which would be Pelagianism. So that's the only reason why I brought it up. Where you believe that people are inherently good and not born with a sin nature.
Um, Sadly, yes, I do think there's a key factor that we are born with original sin because of Adam, but then
Okay.
I also think because of Jesus's body being used as ransom to free us from sin.
Yeah, no,
That is
that's
a
the
factor.
proper that's the proper belief is that we do have original sin. So we are all born separated from God because of our sin. So that's all I wanted to do with that. So now, do you understand what my prompt means when I say that the church is silent?
Sorta. This has been like a long battle for a while now. Like a silent battle. They've been fighting for a minute, I believe.
Right. Now, do you believe that if
Yeah.
Christians were to actually get involved with politics and telling these politicians to repent from either God denialism or disobeying God, and voting these people out and getting Christians that do have a healthy fear of the Lord, do you think that that abortion, well, child sacrifice would still be legal here?
Well, I always believe even our presidency should be one united with the church, and it's a very touchy subject because we always have a different like presidency after every 4 years, and things change and
Sure. But do you
different
think that if
opinions
we, but
come
do you
into
think that if
play. And
Christians, uh-huh, sorry, there's a very bad lag. Do you believe that if Christians started putting in actual God-fearing, Bible-believing Christians into office, starting locally and then going from locally to state to federal, that we wouldn't be dealing with the issues that we are now?
There's a not really a short answer to that, but yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I'd say the only trouble would be facing is there's a wide variety of Christianity belief. You have
Sure.
but they all like come to conclusion pretty much with when it comes to abortion. But
Sure.
yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say
So
I have Baptist friends, I have Mormon friends, I have all these denominations, and they all conclude with some of the things I just said earlier.
right.
And
So yeah, I mean,
it's just
if we
the United
establish,
States
if
is
we,
a
go ahead.
it's a very diverse country, and the
So
objective
does being diverse, does being diverse override what God's word says?
in my opinion, it shouldn't, but sometimes it can be a factor because you got multiple opinions with multiple backgrounds and multiple personal experiences that other people might not ever had before, and it's really hard to get someone, if not everyone, on the same page.
Well, sure, but again, if Christians were not being silent and doing the Great Commission, we wouldn't be in this predicament that we are in, where we live in a secular nation that allows for child sacrifice.
Yeah. But
Well,
I definitely think it's attainable. That's for sure.
yeah, amen. Now, when it comes to abortion, do you have any exceptions when it comes to murder through abortion?
Oh, that's a tough one. Um, I'd hate to see anyone pass away, really, but I think if it came down to the baby and the carrier could die, then maybe, like if the pregnancy could kill both the child and the mother.
Okay.
Because I know that's
So
something that happens
it's
particularly sometimes.
it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't happen where they have to choose. We either murder the baby or mom is going to pass away from the condition.
But
Can you give us a case that would require for a mother to murder their child
you on that.
in order for her to live?
Brian, did you hear Cajun? Did you hear her question?
What was that?
Did you hear Cajun's question to you?
No,
So I
I had
asked,
to do something at it first.
I asked if there was like maybe a case you can bring up, like a medical case that would require for a mother to murder their child in order for her to live.
I would have no clue, honestly. It's just I've never really seen or been in the situation of having to hear anything like that.
And then why are you giving this mother this right to kill her child because they're both gonna die? Like, if you can't bring a medical reason up.
It's never any right I gave anyone, really.
Well, you just said that you had an
It's not
exception.
really
If the mother and the baby is gonna die, you're gonna let her murder her child.
in the day it's a choice though. Or I'm not in the
Oh, okay.
matter of the
So it's your
situation.
choice. Are you pro-choice?
It's a direct make. And
Is this the same guy that said that
me personally,
abortion is a
Oliver,
sacrifice to Satan, right? Am I tracking right?
yes.
Okay, so if you think if you think
Yes.
it's a sacrifice to Satan, why are you choosing to sacrifice to Satan? If it's your choice, you're choosing to sacrifice your child to Moloch or Satan or Baal or whatever. Do you really think it's somebody's choice? Is that a choice that you would pick? Like, seriously? Sacrificing
Me
your child?
personally,
Yeah, I've been
no.
talking to me. Yeah. Wake up. Focus in. Lock in. Hello. Then why are you saying that it's your choice? Lock in. Brian, hello.
Never said anything was my choice.
You did. You did say it was your choice. Are you just gonna lie to me? Do we need to play the tapes back?
Never said that. I don't know where you're getting.
You did. You said it was
What
your
did I
choice.
say was a choice that I was
You
going to
said it
make?
was your choice. Okay, in the chat, if you heard him say it's his choice, do a 1. If you said it's not his choice, do a 2. Anyways, you said it was your choice. You said that.
I said
Unless my
personally
ears are
not my choice. And it's up for the
okay. I just don't understand because I literally heard
but
you
I
say
said personally me. Well, you were definitely wrong because it never choice.
yeah. Can you just tell me like
I might have said personally if it was my choice.
do you think we
But
should
there's
give
nothing like that I
women
can really decide for
Do you think-
someone.
do you think we should give women the choice to kill their child?
Do you think what?
We should give women a choice to murder their children. Hello, lock in. Okay, I'm done.
I'm not going to
Okay.
answer that.
Well, of course not, because you're just being a hypocrite. You're saying that you can murder your child if the mother and the baby is going to die.
I can't decide and make a choice for someone else. That contradicts
Yeah, but the choice
everything.
would be not to murder their child. Do you think women shouldn't murder their children? Hello?
I think women should not want to. I never said I would openly make the
But they
choice
should be
for
given
them.
the option. They should be given the option, though.
To murder their children?
They should have the option, whether it's
They should have the
a
option.
good
Okay,
or bad
wait, hold on,
decision.
Cajun. Hold on. Brian, stop. So this is exactly what I mean about my prompt. Because you, as a Catholic, you are saying women should still have the choice to murder or to not murder. So you have the choice to murder or not murder, but murdering is illegal, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
so
it's part
what's
of
the
our Ten
difference with
Commandments.
abortion?
Well,
Yeah, what's the difference with abortion? Why is abortion a special murder privilege for women?
really, it isn't. But it's
Yeah,
this
yeah.
country.
Oh, bro,
It's looked
Brian.
upon.
Brian, what you're about to say, you're just proving my prompt.
Sure.
Like, Christians come up here and crash out on me because they're like, we have sermons on abortion all the time. Okay, but y'all don't actually think it's murder, do you?
Do you think abortion is murder?
Mm,
See, chicken?
I have a personal opinion.
You don't think it's murder. Just say yes or no. Yes or no?
Hold on, Brian, I have a better question for you. How would you feel this morning if you did not have breakfast? The silence is deafening.
Bro, this is the
Repent,
easiest.
Brian. Hold on, Cajun. Repent, Brian, because that is a horrific point of view that you are holding to. It goes against your catechism. It goes against everything to support murder. So please stop doing that. Scooter. All right, guys, let's tap the screen. Let's share the live. Let's see if we can get some conversations with people who are not crash outs or just not here with us. That was like talking to a corpse.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But anyways, he did say it was her choice, so.
Yeah, which is crazy. So, gosh, I can't wait to clip that first guy.
Which one?
The first guy. The first one that was crashing out on me.
Oh, yeah. That was hilarious.
Yeah. Thank you, Heather, for sharing out the live. Thank you, guys. I can't hear you. I can't hear you when you're talking while I'm talking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What did you say?
I was just laughing at you. You said, you were like, my husband hasn't taught me how to read yet.
Oh, yeah. That's probably one of my favorite jokes.
It's so funny. I didn't mean to talk over you. I'm sorry.
I know. I'm messing with you.
I won't crash out on you, I promise.
Oh my gosh. If you crash out, I am taking mods away. No crashing out.
Oh, no. It's not, I don't know. I'd probably crash out on somebody else. Probably not you, but.
All right. Awesome. We have a guest,
Hello.
Nathan.
Hello. Happy Easter.
Are you old enough to be here, Nathan?
Yeah, I'm 20.
Great. And you're Catholic?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
not,
assuming by the flag.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's not Roman Catholic. What do you,
All right.
what do you, but just like non-denominational or
I'm a Protestant, yeah.
Protestant?
So
Okay.
I would be, yep, I would be a Protestant. So are you up here to talk about the prompt? Because
Yeah.
that's all I'm
Yeah,
interested
yeah,
in
yeah.
doing today.
I'm just wondering what does it mean by the church? Because I know you and I have different concepts of what the church is.
Sure, sure. So when I say capital C church, I'm just referring to the universal invisible church of believers. So like the body of believers.
Okay. So yeah, then that's where I guess like the difference in clarification, because when I saw, oh, the church is silent on the topic, I'm like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
The magisterium, what we would call the council of bishops and college of cardinals in the Catholic
Mm-hmm.
Church, is definitely not
Yeah.
silent on the topic.
Okay.
And I would say,
Yeah, so this is not an attack on Catholics. No, this is not an attack. This is not a prompt to attack Catholics. If it was, I'd probably put the little C church and say Catholic before it.
yeah. Okay.
So I just want you to understand where I'm going with this. So on the topic of abortion, the church is silent, and what I mean by that is we still live in a nation. You're in the United States.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we live in a nation where child sacrifice is well and legal,
Yeah.
and it is because the church is quiet. So we as believers are not uprising and going, to our legislators, telling them to repent, turn to Christ, and vote them out because they will openly disobey God. So, I mean, we see this. So in my state, I'm an abolitionist. Are you familiar with abolitionists?
Yeah.
Of abortion? Okay. So when we are seeking equal human rights and equal justice, and we put forth a bill for our quote unquote pro-life legislators, they actually voted no to even hear the bill.
Okay.
So that to me is, would you say that you would disagree with what those legislators did?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we need to be active, not just in our communities with the layman people, but we also need to be politically active so that we can vote in, starting with locally, actual God-fearing Christians.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I get that. Sorry, the prompt threw me off because also on this app, there's a lot of people who say the Bible is silent about AB, and then they proceed to use that
Gotcha.
understanding of like for it, like, oh, the Bible doesn't explicitly deny it or the church doesn't explicitly deny it. So a lot of people will
I
use
gotcha.
that phrase of the blank is silent or the Bible is silent as a means to
Sure.
promote. So that's why I was up here. I'm like, okay, is this person saying this as like pro or anti? And I couldn't tell because I just got here.
Right. Well, before you leave, I would like to ask you, when it comes to abortion, what is your full stance on abortion?
So I'll say my stance, but as a Catholic, I assent to all the teachings of the Catholic Church. If I say something that contradicts the Catholic Church, I will assent and submit to that teaching. But for the most part, my understanding is well in line with the Catholic Church in the sense that we have a duty to preserve every single life, and every single life, whether in or outside of the womb, is a life given to them by God. It is a unique and a living soul. And so we have a duty to, by every possible means, at every possible junction, to preserve the life of both the mother and the child. So if it comes to, and the circumstance of conception do not define someone's life. Someone's life is not defined by the means of their conception. That person's life is beautiful, it's lovely, it's God-given, and just because they're conceived out of a bad circumstance does not mean that they are worth any less than another person.
Okay.
And then I also believe that at the very last possible junction, meaning if all medical options fail, and I know the statistic is super small for when this needs to happen, but if at the very last junction, it could be permissible to do that, but every other means of saving both the mother and the child's life has to be made before that is even considered an option. Other than that, it is a violation of the Ten Commandments.
Okay, can we kind of parse out like the life of the mother situation? Just kind of name a situation, and then just tell me how the only prescription would be to commit murder against the
Oh,
child.
I do not think that the only like the circumstances I think are near impossible, and the only time that it would be
Hmm.
with today's medical advancements, never you would never
Hmm.
have to do that. I'm talking about
Okay.
back then. Let's say before all of maybe medical advancement, it would have been permissible. Talking about past people who may have gotten ABs in the
Sure.
past who did do that and had like that conscious feeling, but medicine wasn't
Okay.
as advanced back then. I'm not gonna damn
Okay.
all of those people to hell if they were in this medieval
Sure.
era or like even the industrial revolution area. You know what I mean?
Well,
But
today, yeah. So today, you would say there would be no circumstance where, like, a doctor would have to say, "Hey, listen, we either need to kill your child to save your mother or save the mother." Are you signing on to that? Like, are there? Do you believe there are scenarios where that would have to happen?
realistically, no. In all
Okay.
possibility, there might be somewhere down the line. It's probably going to be a point 0.0000, like near
Okay.
negligible like difference. In the case that the possibility somehow miraculously comes up where there's just no possible way, the church doesn't discount it as a possibility. They're not going to like outright deny it, but because of the very, very small chance that there could be a situation, but it's so
Okay.
negligible that there shouldn't be a reason why you should get one.
Okay. And then, so we could agree that when it comes to abortion, it is the act of child sacrifice, and child sacrifice is always wrong. So would we agree to that then?
Um, I would say majority context again, like if child,
Majority
yeah,
context.
like
What? Okay. Go
I
ahead.
think I think again, I I'm not saying that it's ever possible, and I'm not saying that it is going to be right. I'm saying merely permissible on the very small chance to save the mother's life. It wouldn't be constituted as child sacrifice, but in every other circumstance, it is child sacrifice.
Okay. So you would just hold to like a medical exception for the possibility that it might come up?
Very small, very negligible possibility.
Okay, I would encourage you to pray on it. I don't really want to keep going into that. I just wanted to get your full position. But my next question would be, when this act of child sacrifice is committed, what is proper punishment and who should be punished?
Um, I think both the medical provider and if like what's it called? I think both. I think both the person consenting, like the mother, and also the medical provider too. If it is like
Okay.
if it is just out of like I don't want this anymore, if that's the intent, yeah, no, both people should be held accountable. It is both people consenting to the breaking of the Ten Commandments.
Okay. So I would hold the position that 100% of abortions are voluntary because it's never necessary to commit murder.
Yeah. Well,
Would you agree?
unnecessary murder is like an oxymoron because murder is
Sure.
taking
Yeah,
a
that's what I
life. So
mean.
yeah.
Like, yeah, so 100% of abortions would be by choice because they wanted
In
to.
today's modern era, yes.
Okay. And then what would be the just punishment for when this happens?
I think the medical provider should lose his license or his or her license.
That's it?
Um, well, that's like the minimum. Obviously, um, there's there's going to be like I think being held accountable in prison.
Well,
Like
so I guess, okay, so I don't know. I know you can't read my Greek name, but my at is ought claimer. So I'm just asking for like, what's the ought? So what ought happen when people commit murder?
yeah, no, they go to prison.
Okay, and who is that according to? Like, what is the standard by which you're using to say that a murderer goes to prison?
Well, that's I would say there's the length of time and who actually
Mhm.
judges whether a murderer goes to prison is by the state. The church, at least my church, doesn't have regulation on how long the punishment should be. That is something determined up to the
Mhm.
state. But there is should be
Okay.
some form of legislative punishment taken. that is decided to the state governance, but there has to be some form of like actual punishment equal to or just to the crime committed. And then there's also like divine punishment too. You're not gonna get like confess your sins to
Sure.
God. You know.
Sure. Now, what does God say is the punishment for murder?
Can you quote? What is it?
I'm asking. I'm sorry. What does God say is the punishment when you shed the blood of an innocent?
Some form of judgment.
Some form of judgment, or is it your life?
Um, well, is it the life?
Yes, you. So when you commit murder, you receive capital punishment, and that is to be
Yeah,
given by the government,
I don't agree
and
with
that's what
that.
God says.
I don't agree with that.
Okay, so you disagree with God,
Well,
or
no, because if we're going by that logic, Christ also says that you're being held accountable if you hold hatred to your brother. So
well, so that's different. That's a sin issue, not a crime issue. So I'm talking about crime. So like on the inside, if I have a heart posture issue and I have hate towards my brother and I've committed murder, I didn't commit a crime. I'm
yeah,
just sinning. So
yeah,
that's a heart posture. So I wouldn't be put to capital punishment because I'm thinking badly towards my brother,
yeah.
that I hate my
Yeah,
brother.
I would have to
So that's
read
not the
I'd have
same.
to read in the context of the verse, but I do not support capital punishment like at all. That's something that I will staunchly go against and stand with the Roman Catholic Church on. The Roman Catholic Church and also the Eastern Orthodox Church deny um
Hmm.
corporal punishment. So I will stand on my church with that.
Okay, why is it that they reject? Why is it that they reject that?
Well, it's in terms of like the state and how the state they believe that that the eye for the eye is definitely not a way to go, first off. Second off, also chance for them.
Hold on. Wait. Do you know what lex talionis law is actually doing there?
Well, I was gonna explain further why the further process of like why not the death penalty. So
Okay, go ahead.
so we assent to the fact that if it is possible that a person can be held life in prison, would prefer that. Now, the reason why there are stages of the death penalty in the Old Testament, in the New Testament, and even in the modern era, and why the Catholic Church doesn't condemn those, is because let's say is that they don't have infrastructure to house them. So if let's say we're in a village in Africa where it's not possible to have to hold all these prisoners and hold all these like people and like keep them contained, then yes, the death penalty will be permissible. But
What
in
about
states like the U.S., go ahead.
yeah? What about when Israel was established as a nation
Yeah,
and they had land and all that?
they still didn't have infrastructure. Like the Israel is comparable.
What do you mean infrastructure though?
The ability to hold prisoners for long periods of time, or even for life, like a mass amounts of prisoners. I'm talking
Okay.
about mass amounts of prisoners.
Isn't the fact that that's not in scripture like a good precedent that maybe it shouldn't be a thing generally speaking?
Which one?
The fact that you can't find life imprisonment in scripture, why would, I mean, isn't that
No, that's a
a
historical.
good
That's a
ought?
historical thing. No,
So it's not prescriptive,
no, it's not.
even though why, how do you justify that
How do I just?
besides,
Yeah, yeah, Saint Augustine, and Saint John Chrysostom on the death penalty, and what's it called? Just war theory explains that exact problem is that yes, we will permit the death penalty should there not be infrastructure, the same way that Israel did not have it. But we're not comparing the infrastructure and ability to house prisoners of Israel back then to the modern era where they have ability to house people life in prison. They have the infrastructure to do that. So the death penalty is not applicable to
okay,
these
it's
countries.
question, where, I'm curious, I'll have to read it, but where does, what's Augustine, do you know, which writings for John and Augustine you're talking
Augustine,
about?
Augustine would be De Civitate on, and also
Okay.
just war theory.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. What about Chrysostom?
I don't know the exact quotation for Chrysostom, but
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
for Saint Augustine, it would be just war theory because all of that writing has to deal with starting a war, taking of life, corporal punishment, and also a lot of natural theology is taken place in that.
Okay. So, um, all right. So So how liberally are you seeing the death penalty be applied in Scripture?
Um, what what do you mean? Can you elaborate?
Like, are you suggesting that they were just like whacking people off every other day?
No. I would say there's
Okay,
definitely some form of system of like
okay.
judging, judgment.
Of what sins garnered the capital punishment, right? You would agree that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, okay. Why would that? Why does that not give us a moral precedent today? If
Again,
there's a proper exegetical and judicial process that they went through.
there's like, can you elaborate more on that?
Well, so we agree that Israel didn't just willy-nilly hand out the capital punishment, right? And
Yeah.
they did it in such a way where the witnesses even were accountable to that end result of the accused, right? So why can't that be a justification for implementing something like that in our judicial system, so long as it's done in a like manner?
Well, again, it ties back to that the reason why it's on the table in the first place is because if let's say they only have room to house 10 of these, of these of these horrible people, and they had 15 on the board, yes, it's still on the table because
Mhm.
there's 15 that just can't fit in. It's either they run loose or they're just, or we unalive them. So yes, but now
So,
it's not even on the table because we have a lot of room for it. That's why the Catholic Church and the Orthodox Church
you know,
both deny it
okay,
in certain places.
so why? Okay, what do you think? What was the purpose of it in your mind, the death penalty back then?
Well, purpose is for it's a punishment. It is
Yeah, yeah.
judgment.
Why? Okay, judgment. Yeah, no, I know, I know its function. What was the purpose of God implementing that?
Uh, I don't know. Go ahead.
Okay.
Can you explain to me?
Yeah. So I'd posit that, and you can, and both in relation to just war theory, um, and also the internal state of Israel. I would posit that you could go back to, you can see a very stark example of the reason for it in Joshua, Joshua chapters, it's like 7 and 8 or 6 and 7, I forget which. But you have two situations there. You have Jericho, and you have the sin of Achan. Okay, and this, what we see in that instance is not necessarily a normative prescription. What we're seeing is the reason for the steps taken to purge evil from the land that God has given his people, right? So we don't see God all the time saying, go and wipe out everybody in the city, right? We see that particularly with Jericho, and that's after the iniquity of the Amorites has been fulfilled, or the Ammonites has been fulfilled. So in other words, they basically, by the time, 400 years passed since, like, Abraham and those guys interacted with these people initially a long time ago, at this point, they're basically like Sodom and Gomorrah, right? So the iniquity has been fulfilled. So we see a purging of evil as the reason. And then internally, we see that with Achan and his sons and his family, because Achan invites that evil by his actions of that very land into the congregation. And so they're purged as well. And that's not, again, God there isn't making a normative in terms of how often it's done. What he's doing is the purpose of these sorts of very rough corporal punishments is to purge evil from the land. As far as I could tell, Achan, in his repentance, certainly submitted to the Lord's judgment, and there may be a very high chance we'll see him one day again. But the point is that would be the purpose, to root out the evil. I mean, would you agree that by extension, when he implements all of the laws, in Israel, as well as, establishes them from when he spoke them to Moses, wouldn't you say that would be the purpose, would be to purge out evil?
Yeah,
At least,
I wouldn't make a stance on it right now. I'd have to do more under like reading onto the Old Testament and also the Catholic Church. At the end of the day, I appreciate the information, but at the end of
mhm.
the day, I still assent and fully stand and believe church doctrine and church stance on this as a Roman Catholic.
Sure.
So I'll have to do
Yeah,
more
well,
reading on that.
I get that. Yeah, that's fine. I get that. I don't know. I suppose I don't know what grounds you'd have to disagree with them, so I understand that. But I'd say that in the sense of seeking to be a society that is godly, you would need to purge evil at some level, right? And like again, we're not talking willy-nilly, right? So in that stark example, we see a city behaving as Sodom and Gomorrah, and then a person inviting that kind of evil into the congregation. So, it's not just some random coincidence here. This is very stark, right? At least with Joshua and Jericho and Achan. So,
Yeah, I have to read up
yeah.
on it, but yeah, I appreciate it, but
Okay.
yeah, I'll be assenting
Yep.
to church
All right.
doctrine as well.
Okay.
But thank you for the talk. Yeah, I came up here because the prompt threw me way off, because I thought it was a pro abortion talk, because usually most pro-abortion people or Christians like to say, oh, the church is silent on this topic, or the Bible is silent on this topic, and then proceed to like defend from that stance.
Yeah, but you like granted that they should have this like ability to do it anyway.
Well, no. I'm just saying, it's like I came up here because I thought that this live was one of those lives that use that.
Well, I target Christians and pro-lifers because they're wrong.
Yeah.
Like, so you're the perfect candidate to be up here because we didn't agree.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, I'm not saying we're pro. I'm not saying like we agree on the pro-life stance, just the punishment and just the.
I'm not pro-life.
No,
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not pro-life. I am
Oh,
an
you-
abolitionist, and that is very different.
Oh, okay. Can you tell me the difference?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I'm sorry. I thought you said, when I asked you earlier, you said you did know what an abolitionist was. I'm sorry that.
Oh.
So, an abolitionist is somebody who seeks to establish equal human rights and equal justice under the law to the glory of God.
Okay.
So, the act of abortion is murder, and everybody should be, punished equally. So pro-lifers, when I say pro-lifers, I mean mainstream pro-life, the ones who are putting in legislation and the legislators. They believe a second victim narrative, and when they write out their laws, they do not equate abortion being murder. They see it as some arbitrary healthcare procedure, and the maximum penalty is not equal to what murder is. So that's my biggest issue, and it's not inherently Christian. So pro-life just in general is not inherently Christian. It's a bunch of mixed worldviews, and
Yeah.
I don't know how you get anything done with a bunch of mixed worldviews.
Oh yeah. There's a pro-life organization here that is there's a good amount of Christians and Catholics and Orthodox, but there's also a few amount of atheists as well, which is
Right.
beyond me how they
They have
cooperate.
no grounding to even say why it's wrong,
Yeah.
So at least a Christian can.
More importantly, we don't grant exceptions. And Nathan, when someone presses us, we don't concede and say that it's just something that women should be able to do, even if I think it's wrong.
I mean, I'm not really too big. I'm not really too versed on the abortion talk. Most of my debates that I'm on here for are like debates on theology, such as like Trinitology or like hypostatic union. So this is more informative for me than anything else, because I'm most of the stuff about abortion I just assent to church teaching, whatever they teach. I'll believe it, but I'm not really going to argue for it because I don't know enough about it.
No worries. I am glad that you came up here.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Bye-bye.
it's yeah,
Oh, what's up?
cool. No,
All right.
it's all good. Take care.
All right.
God bless. Let me see here. What does that say? Logo?
I
Yeah.
have it fucking blocked, so I don't know who it is.
You have them blocked?
Yeah.
Why do you have me blocked?
Oh, I know
Mm.
exactly who this is. This is a really bad
Voice
faith
sounds
interlocutor.
familiar.
Yeah,
This
this
is
is a
what?
really bad
Oh,
faith
great.
interlocutor that debated Bryce like 8 months ago or something like that. I forgot his
Usually
other.
people that say
Bro,
that
who's Bryce?
are tit for tat.
Yeah, I knew exactly who he is now.
Who
As
is
soon as I heard
Bryce,
his
little
voice.
bro?
Oh, lil bro, I know who this is.
Yeah, who is it?
Oh
I forget
gosh,
his
what
name.
did?
I forget his
You don't
name.
know
I know
me, bro.
exactly
You're
You
who
were
it
just,
is.
I was just on a live with you like 2 weeks ago, and you were talking like a hillbilly and saying that you're a Baptist.
talking like
Yeah,
a
yeah, he's a
hillbilly.
liar. He's a
Mm.
liar and a
Yep,
lifer.
that's you.
Guys, I think we're confused.
Yes, he is. Nope,
Yeah, I know
you're
who he is.
confused, brother.
Yeah,
Yeah,
What was his deal?
if he's a liar. He's a liar. So basically, all he is a Phil bro that tries to get gotchas. It's funny because like I've heard him debate like
Yes.
12 different stances. I just still to this day don't know what his actual position is.
Yeah. Well, you should just press him on that and see if he makes a debate out of that too.
we have. Oh yeah. Don't worry. He's dude. Again, I remember. I forget what Bryce's name was back then. But anyways, he had a formal debate against him. They were debating pro-life versus abolitionism. This was before I was even really an abolitionist. I'll never forget this guy, even though I've only ever heard his voice 3 times. And the last time I heard it was 6 months ago.
Gotcha. Well, that's too bad.
Really bad faith kind of guy.
Well, if he wants to get better at it, he should read some of Doug Wilson stuff. That should help him out.
Oh, he doesn't have any problem with like the debate aspect of it. It's just the like
Yeah, I know.
genuine nature of his argumentation. He doesn't have any form of like honesty or integrity.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could make up a stance all day long that I don't hold to that would win an argument. That's not the point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then I'd have to get rid of all these lovely exceptions I hold.
Yeah.
I came up when that guy said that it wasn't child sacrifice. By the way, that was the reason I came up here.
Oh, okay. I
And
was
then,
wondering why you came up and got quiet.
Well, I was waiting for you to finish, and then Buddy came in and started going and going at him. I was like, all right, fine. I didn't want to overtalk you and interrupt.
Good boy.
Uh-huh.
I'm just
I'll
kidding.
remember that next time.
Hey, listen, Base. Guess who the very first person was to request up on my live earlier? Like within 2 minutes.
Who?
Truth Garden.
Really?
I was like, yes. It was like the moment I went live. I kid you not. 2 minutes later, I already had a request from him.
Dang.
Milton.
Dang. And instead of him, you got the
Yeah.
guy that didn't want you to be able to read.
Well, no, that was when I was live on Chicken earlier.
Oh, that was the
So,
other live. Oh, that was the
yeah,
other live. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So I had him, and then I had Cypher, and that was really it.
Well, Cypher,
But I didn't let
that's like
Truth
3
up.
different people as far as I know. There's 3 different Cyphers that I know.
This is the only Cypher that I've seen, the one who has like the Pokemon picture.
I know who that is. Yeah, no, the
Um,
other 2 Cyphers that I know
but
are friendlies, but
okay, I gotcha.
I know who that is, though. I know who you're talking about. God, it's weird how many people I know on this stupid app. That dude, I swear to you, I haven't heard his voice in like 6 months, and the moment he spoke, I knew exactly who he is and why I blocked him.
Yeah, he's insufferable.
Other questions. My family. I'm just gonna say, I don't know. I feel like they're not Christian. I guess they can claim to be Christian, but in my eyes, I don't know. I don't see the fruit in them. How do I get my family to stop cussing once I have kids? Like around my kids.
You set the boundary.
And if
You
they
just
don't
set a
adhere
boundary.
to it,
Like,
and
this
if they don't
is,
adhere to it,
yeah.
then you got to keep distance until they're willing to adhere to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
It's
also,
okay to set boundaries for the
yeah.
way that people speak. So,
Yeah,
It
especially as a
also,
parent, you have to create certain boundaries for your kids, even if it's against those who are blood related to you.
yeah. And there's also a great deal of parenting that you have to do to teach your child, because they're not going to grow up in a bubble unless you make the bubble.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
if they know that when they hear those words, that they say them, that there's consequences if they say them in your home, that will also be very helpful. So there's a balance between setting a boundary and making sure that you are parenting correctly. So
Well, I understand the sentiment of like not wanting those people that are closest to your child to use that type of language around them. Like the people that you can set boundaries for, I understand why you would want to set those boundaries. But yeah, that is very fair that you're not going to be able to like dictate who they're around 24/7, what they're going to have access to. They're still going to have to know the words, and they're going to have to know that they're bad words to be said. But I'd say there's merit on both.
Well, and not only that, but if your family sees you disciplining your child for saying something they shouldn't have, they might shape up. In my experience, that kind of
yeah.
effort helps
Yeah.
them adjust their behavior quite a bit. Because we love my in-laws, they're unbelieving, but we went on a trip together, and there came a point where I had to get on my kids so much that eventually my mother-in-law was like admonishing her, my kids' uncles, to be like, "You're gonna get him in trouble. Knock it off," So
honestly,
that can be
that
good
much
too.
time,
So
and if you spend that much of time wondering and questioning and stuff about your family and their salvation, whether or not they're really Christians, you're gonna go crazy.
yeah, you just got to function like a person in the world.
Well, I feel like every
Yeah.
time I
Yep.
go
Just,
to my family, like on like outings or holidays, I hang out with my family. I feel like I'm tempted to sin because, like, I don't know, they kind of like make me. I shouldn't say that. I kind of fall into temptation to sin.
Yeah, well, that's
it's
normal.
natural.
About them.
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't overthink that. I mean,
Just don't do it.
Yeah,
Just
right.
don't do it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Of course.
yeah.
Cation, I would just say, stay in prayer. Just ask the Lord to, fill you with the Holy Spirit to overcome the temptation, and that's really all you'd need to do before you go to these outings. Or if they're becoming too much, you just have to say, sorry guys, I can't make it, and it's because when I'm around this environment, I am tempted to sin, and I'm not going to disobey God just to hang out with you. Like, if you just are honest with them, then maybe they will feel convicted. You know what I'm saying? And so instead of you worrying if they're saved, what if you just tell them actually what's happening? And that alone, your obedience can convict them.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, but prayers, because we have to function in the world all the time. So like our families are kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like a sample, right? It's like a sample data of the world, especially if they're unbelieving, right? So learning how to function with them can be very helpful. And one of the things that I've found is, like, if you can pray about the particular sins you struggle with, and the Lord can strengthen your hand when you are with them to not sin, that also shows a witness too, right? But you have to gauge, how much strength the Lord has given. Yeah. You have to gauge the activity, and you have to gauge how much strength the Lord has given you. And if you're not strong enough yet, then say no. Say no until you're strong, right? So, yeah.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
There you go. That's nice.
Well, they also like willingly like mock me in front of my face. Also, like, okay, so.
Yeah. Do you have a husband?
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay. Does he get in their face about that stuff at all?
Whenever he hears it.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. Yeah. I mean, if they're not listening to that, that's pretty egregious. So
So
yeah.
I made like angel eggs. I call them angel eggs because I'm not giving the devil the power, whatever. So I brought in, I brought in some angel eggs, and my mom was like, they were all like laughing at me because they want to call it deviled eggs. I don't know, it's just like semantics. And they were like laughing at me because I called them angel eggs or whatever. And then before
Oh,
I
sure.
left, my mom was like, "Oh, you're gonna be a helicopter parent. We're never gonna see your kids." And I don't know, she's just being ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of regret going to my family's house, my mom and dad's house, for family outing.
hmm
Angel eggs is wild.
I know. I call them angel eggs because I'm not giving the devil the power. He ain't, he ain't gonna be in my food. Just saying.
Yeah, they're Neanderthals for dinner. Were you talking about like the Nephilim and stuff like that?
I just think it's funny that like you're drawing a distinction between like what we would call the devil and deviled eggs.
Yeah.
Like the word devil is a term that came about to refer to something as like spicy, zesty, or like heavily seasoned. It's not
Mhm.
even
Yeah,
like it's not even it doesn't have like that same etymology.
I know. I did it as a funny, but also like I was serious on it.
Sure.
Well, I call mine Satan eggs.
Ah,
No, I'm just kidding.
that's-
I'm kidding.
Anyway,
Yeah. Yeah, it's important not to ascribe too much meaning to things that have very little meaning. So
Think about it this way.
Yeah.
Think about it this way. By doing that, you're giving him power over your life, forcing you to make changes to everyday things that you would otherwise never think twice about.
Yeah. Yeah, we can easily fall into that trap. Yeah. hmm Yeah.
That's why I usually just like let him sleep in the cage next to me.
Oh, he is God's devil, so yeah. Yeah.
Flirt with him every once in a while. It's one of my favorite phrases, flirting with the devil.
Yeah. We do it all too often, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
but
The
I
devil
try
made me a
not to.
woman.
Oops, sorry.
I'm just reading what Scooter said.
The devil may be a
Maybe a
woman. It could be. Could be.
Well, he's a spirit. I don't know if that constitutes a bodily appearance.
It's probably like a they them spirit.
So
Yeah, there you
when you die, then saving, would that mean that your spirit is no longer like your essence and who you are? Like is
Yeah,
what you
sure.
are as a male or a female not
No,
a part
no.
of your nature?
Yeah, so I would reject that premise. I would say that that the saint is as much asleep here on earth while also being in heaven. So yeah. So what makes us up as a person in our personhood as people is body and soul. So equally we are lying in the ground awaiting the resurrection as well as being with our Lord. And so we're united with our bodies again. So yeah.
Oh, Link's in here. Well, he had just scrolled in here actually. I don't know if he's still. Yeah, he is. He's the only person that I know personally that talks about or debates about souls. I see it on random lines.
Oh, really?
That I'll join.
Yeah, that
I
can
don't
get
know
funky.
too many people that do.
Yeah, that can be a funky conversation for sure. I know that there's a lot of interesting views up there. Like there's the big giant, bucket of souls, and every time somebody's conceived, God sends one down in there, and then there's the one where I think,
Isn't that Mormons? Isn't that what they believe?
yeah, I've forgotten the terms. I think there's one, is it dualism? I think is a term that is used in that conversation. And there's traducianism. There's the idea that when the man and the woman come together and the conception happens, that a brand new soul is created. I think that's the one I remember agreeing with the most, if I remember correctly, but with the condition that on a technical basis, all people everywhere at one point were bound up in Adam's loins. So you can't have that creation of a new soul without without it being purposed first, right? So, yeah.
But he knew you before you were in the womb.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like you can't. Yeah, but that's part of some of the arguments that other people bring up I remember. I'm very rusty on this topic. I haven't touched it in a while, but yeah, I don't really think that we exist prior to conception. Personally, I don't think that we can't say that. So.
Well, I mean, you can't really say we don't exist because a unicorn exists, even though a unicorn isn't real. So, like in God's mind, He knows all things and knew all things. Therefore, we existed.
Yeah, right. I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that statement. It's more how do you explain that? And so us being a thought in His mind at all times doesn't negate the fact that in order for there to be a realization of that thought or of that thought, His purpose needs to be fulfilled, right? So
sure.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that we were actualized, no, but in God's mind we existed.
Okay.
Therefore we existed. That's what I'm saying.
Sure. Yeah,
I'm not saying
I
we
can get behind that.
physically
Yeah.
existed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean by create, is like we come into being like during in conception. So then that's God does the giving life element there, but then also there's the aspect of we have being also because of our parents. So yeah.
Didn't He knew us before we were conceived, though?
Yeah, I said that.
Yeah, that's what he was getting at, was like we're in His mind, but like we're not actualized yet, until He says we are, right? So
no, you existed, you just hadn't been manifested yet.
You believe in manifestation?
I mean, I believe God manifests everything, unnecessarily so.
Biblical manifestation, not like
Yeah, I don't believe that I can sit there and manifest my own reality. Absolutely not.
no, I try to hum in existence every day. I just hum, and it seems to work.
Well, that's why, Kaylee, to be fair, that's why I try to correct everybody when they say that it's conception, when the actual scientific consensus is fertilization. Because in the case of IVF, conception hasn't happened yet, but by all things biblical, that entity has a soul already. So I would say that necessarily that fertilization is when the ensoulment would occur.
Yeah, and I think in terms of the biblical use of conceived, fertilization is conception. So yeah.
Well, that's just because that again, that's the only way a child can be brought forth is to be conceived. Yeah, like obviously, like in order for it to be brought forth now, it still needs to be conceived, even though the life exists. It will never grow. It'll never become what it was ultimately going to become, absent conception.
Right.
You exist to God because you actually exist.
That's a big old circle, Link.
Is he saying that?
I don't like that sentence. I don't like the way he wrote
me
that.
neither. Either it looks like because it appears, whether he intended it or not, it appears to say that God predicates creating us because we wait. Hold on. You exist to God because you actually exist.
I mean,
So
no, because we would have
in
existed,
other words,
existed to God prior.
yeah, right. Because it's saying in order for us to, or no, hang on. In order for God to know we exist, we'd have to exist, which means that's adding a
We couldn't.
conditional to his knowledge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it would be taking away the fact that he could have had prior knowledge too.
right, right.
Well,
So
he already
it just
knew.
doesn't make sense.
It's whack, bro. It's whack.
He knew us
Doesn't
before everything.
Yeah, right, right.
doesn't even sound like Link talking. It sounds like an entry level theist.
Wait, is this Link or is the imposter?
It kind of does.
Like, I'm sorry, like that's just not something Link would say. That's why I'm sitting here trying to do everything that I can to rack my brain about what he's even saying.
hmm
He hasn't started talking about
Heather.
Superman.
Hi guys.
Hey, Heather.
Hello, good to see you.
Oh, it's always a good day whenever you're around.
I was gonna say, wait a second, what's Chicken doing in the request?
Yeah, that was an accident.
Silly goose. Okay, and just real quick too. So I need to have the photos ready to go in order to make stickers like you've got, so I can pick them. Or is that what we call them? Do you call them stickers, or what are they called here when they're the customized?
Yeah, they're called emotes. Like when you're in the settings. Yeah.
Emotes. All right, so I got to
Yep.
have pictures ready to go to be able to make those.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Gotcha. Is there a special place where you guys find them, or is it just wherever?
Just like online. Why am I requesting again? I'm sorry if I am. That's weird.
I don't think I see you in the request.
Heather, you
Okay.
could probably go to Pinterest and get some pictures there.
I hear Baby Judson.
Yeah.
The only way
Um,
what Link is saying is true is if he's claiming to believe in eternal souls. Otherwise, what he's saying is nonsense.
Yeah, right.
Here, Heather.
Doesn't
Just
know
real
you
quick.
before you exist.
Hold
That's
on.
not true.
Heather, just real quick, I'll show you how to. I'll just show you on my other phone real quick how to add the stickers or whatever. So when you go to like where you're about to go live, so you'll go there. Oh, sorry, the kids are screaming. So you'll go here, and then you'll go to fan club. Oh, fan club.
Gotcha.
Okay, so click there, and then fan club. You'll go to club zone. The fan club zone, and then you'll go to the emotes, and then that's where you'll add the pictures.
Yay, thank you. That's all I needed. A couple steps what to do. Get me started.
Hey, what
Yeah,
is
like
Link
if what you're just
saying?
saying reduces down to like
He's
our souls always existed,
Yeah.
that's the only way that I can conceive of what you're saying to be true.
Yeah, because
like that's my
Yeah.
view. My view is our souls always existed. I don't believe a new soul is created based on fertilization or anything
so
like that. I believe
hold
that certain
on.
souls exist.
Hold on. Are you saying they existed like before creation though?
Well, I believe that because of God, souls exist.
Oh,
So the
well,
soul's
I
still
mean,
contingent
yeah,
on God. God created the souls.
Okay, so there is a starting point at least. That's good.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Like eternal soul, meaning like it's eternal predicated on God. Like obviously God's
eternal was
He
a
has
beginning.
no beginning.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree with
It'd just be
that
like it'd be no
generally,
different
but
than an
yeah.
atheist. It'd be no different than an atheist making a claim that the universe goes infinite, but in reality, infinite could just be 10,000,001, and we can only get to 10,000,000.
Yeah, well, it ain't infinite if the Earth is flat, bro.
Hey, don't start that here, dude. You don't know what you're getting with me.
Wait, you're a flat earther?
No, I'm
I'm
happily agnostic on the view. I don't really care. I looked into both sides quite a bit, so yeah.
yeah, I did. I debated flat Earth for a very long time.
Oh, did you? Yeah,
Oh, so you're
Yeah.
yeah.
I-
I
I'll-
see.
I'll
I
say-
see
I'll say
biblical
this, if someone-
justification. So
If
know
someone
somebody
asks me in
that-
public, I'll say the Earth is round. But if you were to ask me in private, we'd have a very different conversation.
yeah. Do you want to have an interesting conversation or a milk toast conversation? That's kind of what that boils
Exactly.
down
Yeah.
to.
You want me to use the evidence that was handed to me that I was told that I was supposed to believe, or do you want me to show you the evidence that I found on my own?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 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 From what I can understand, both views can be supported mathematically, but it's just a matter of it's
Like
really
flavor
a
of
matter
crazy.
of the flavor of crazy and the axiom you start with, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
a flat earther? What?
You what?
Didn't know. Scooter's a flat earther.
Scooter's
Anyway.
flat. Oh,
Is
that's
he?
spaced. Yeah. Usually, see, here's the deal. Usually, well-read theological guys that are flat earthers are pretty based. Pretty based
I
guys.
said round as
Yeah.
in it's a
Well,
circle.
I don't think
Round
Scooter
as
really
a
is he? I think he's teasing. You know Q-Top saving?
I know somebody.
Yeah. I've been on his panel a couple times. He and I have had good talks. Yeah.
Yeah, I never did hear from him. I've always been wanting to pick his brain on why on earth he thinks the earth is flat.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Banjo brain.
Oh, I can assure you, I've got people that are way better at telling you those types of answers, Heather.
Yeah, Q-Top is like
a mid-range. Not like I like watching
Yeah.
him sometimes, but I wouldn't. There's
Yeah.
other brains.
It's,
that think
He's
that-
really
a brilliant
good.
kid.
Yeah.
He's got the tag. He's got some arguments laid down really well, handling atheists well. But I know his emotions get the
I've
better
been
of him.
wanting to talk to him because
You should.
he brings up. Yeah, I know. It's just hard to pin him down for a good conversation because there's so many people up there. But I've been
just
wanting to
gonna be
talk to him
candid.
about the Texas Receptus comments he makes because all he's referencing is James White's book, and that just drives me nuts.
Yeah, he
There's
does
such a
that
better
often.
take. Yeah,
I
and
questioned
I
him the other
get
day
it
because there was
I
a
get it, but
Yeah.
it's just messy. That book is such a low tier book. It's like,
Really?
well, the old English is bad, and I'm like, that's got nothing to do with the textual basis. Like, it's just like old English, hard to understand, and it's like, okay, like I get it, but like the point is what texts were used. So
Yeah.
whatever.
Q-Top isn't very good at what he does. He gets flustered too easy, and then he becomes really bad faith. He becomes really bad faith when someone comes in there that actually can debate him. And like, it's unfortunate because it's like, I could tell that at one point Q-Top clearly took direction and learned some things from some people. Like, it was very clear
certain
that at
people
one
listens
point
to.
he did.
Well,
But
I think
it
when
seems
you
like he
can
limited who he limits who he allows to teach him things, and I think that becomes a problem because then you just get enshrined in a bubble and you're not able to see outside of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
well-
messaged him about a couple people that I think he panels that I think he puts up on a pedestal a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Tony
Well,
the Tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Tony's is an odd guy. He's said to me that he wants to hear my paedobaptism arguments. So at some point we'll have that conversation.
You do realize that he thinks that we have Bluetooth in our bodies and stuff, and that the new jabby stabby was meant to like make that signal stronger so that we can become radio transmitters for the government. And all these crazy things that he even has Q-Top believing in now.
Oh, this is Tony Tiger.
Yes.
Oh, so he's just like, because I've seen all that stuff, and there's like,
Oh yeah,
like
but no,
with-
he's just
as
he's
with
a
everything.
complete overboard.
Oh yeah. I mean, like,
It's bad,
I get like the idea of like graphene in our bodies having some level of signal that it might leach out, but that's only if you ping it to begin with. So
Sure.
I don't know. Like, it's just like there's like elements of truth to that, and then they like take those elements of truth and like 666 mark of beast, and it's like, come on, bro.
Well, no, it's even worse
Calm
because he
down.
tried to make claims. He tried to make claims about GMO plants and stuff, saying that the government has all of the patents, so that if little Susie had a genetically modified tree in her backyard and was growing genetically modified lemons, he could shut down their lemonade stand. And it's like, no. They could stop people from growing GMO trees. They could dig it from your backyard. Like, just a lot of like misinformation based on like a lot of these bits and pieces of information that he's pieced together.
He's a
QAnon.
He's a QAnon
Yes.
boy is what that sounds like.
Yes. And it sucks because like when I first met him on the
go
app,
crazy.
I used to think he was intelligent, and now it's like if I even come close to a panel, I just want to cuss him out. Like, quite frankly, I just think he's just a really bad faith
Tony?
IQ individual. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I don't
Tony.
think
Yeah,
Q-Top's
Tony.
that
I
bad.
could. No, Q-Top's. Well, his arguments on the Trinity are very good. I've appreciated those. It's very verbose, but they're very good. I've learned how to formulate some of my own wording around that from his stuff on that. But yeah, I mean, he's really close to a place. Part of the best way to reach him, I think, because he and I, when we first talked, I was on Legacy's panel and he popped up, and we started getting into epistemology, and we jived instantly. So he I think that's, if you can connect with him on epistemology, he's open to hearing more, because he's looking for the the logos justification for any truth claim, right? So
Yeah. Right.
yeah.
Yep. I scrolled through. Well, I was a moderator for a long time, but he just removed me because I wasn't around as much recently.
Yeah, sure.
But
Sure.
I was in there and I go, he had a free will conversation. And I was like, wait a second, Q-Tub. I go, don't you hold to Calvinism? I go, did something change?
Well, yeah, some of
yeah.
that is this, it's a little bit neo-esque Calvinist. Like, they're trying to reintroduce terms and kind of redefine, like a lot of it stems back to this stupid federal vision crap, because it's
Okay.
they have sort of begun to take more of the stage on social media as far as what is popular in terms of Calvinism.
Yeah.
No longer is it your faithful OPC and PCA churches. It's all these guys who are super masculine and smoke cigars and sit in other armchairs and stuff. And it's like, some of the stuff they're talking about in terms of like apostasy and all that crap, like it's sort of redefining the original idea behind what free will is, which is weird. And I haven't heard him say much on free will that I would really disagree with. I think, I'd have to listen to him more to pick apart his actual view, but
yeah, well, Lizzie did still say he still holds to Calvinism. Maybe I didn't fully get a good breakdown of what he meant, because he was kind of arguing, saying, we're not robots. Sure. And it's like, no, we're not robots, but there is only, so much with which our will is bound to, I would say, right? And don't all Calvinists typically, don't we all agree that, God is truly sovereign? All things are decreed.
Yes.
All things, right? Okay. I just want to.
Correct. Yeah.
And I'm still new.
Yeah.
I admit that fully. I'm still coming to more understanding. I've only held to this past year. But
yeah. I mean, that is the consensus. I think what's keeping him in check, because I've heard a lot of good stuff that he said around free will. I think what keeps him in check the most is his epistemology. I think that helps a ton when you have a solid epistemology, because he's kind of Van Tillian, but he's not all the way. Like I more side with Clark, who was kind of on the opposite side of the spectrum when it comes to epistemology, and was an opponent of Van Til, even though they don't really disagree on much. But like, when I posed my phrasing of it, he was in full agreement with it. So I don't think that. Yeah, I think his epistemology is keeping him in check for sure from going way off the deep end. So it's a good place to appeal. to him,
Gotcha.
because all the other guys he's got up there, they're kind of like, they're Thomist, they're different veins of theology that are just a little bit, a little bit more messy, especially when it comes to natural law. That's a very messy conversation with a lot of people. So because they can't
Oh, hey,
define the
did you
stupid
ever?
tongue.
Yeah, did you ever get a hold of Victor? By the way.
Yeah, I did. I called him.
Okay,
He's
good.
good. Yeah,
Okay, good.
he's fine. He was just, he's got a grudge against a couple people out here, but like it's not unfounded, and he's not shutting the door apart from just being pragmatic based on what he told me. So yeah, he's fine.
Okay, good. Thank you for reaching out to him. That's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome.
What are you laughing at, Based?
Nothing that I'm care to share with the class.
No, okay,
I thought I was
all
muted, to be fair.
right. Oh, okay. Looking into being Lutheran. Don't tell that. I used to be Lutheran. Host.
Don't tell Luther.
You weren't supposed to see that.
That's okay. It's fairly safe. What are you right now? You like Baptist or something? Or
Yeah, I'm just existing in the Christian world.
okay, yeah.
She's a Mormon.
I think
I'm a Mormon, yeah.
yeah. Well, I think Lutheranism is a very safe place to be in general if you have a good church. So
Mine says a Church of Satanism, I think is the name of my church.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Stop it.
Is
What?
Oh my god.
What?
Satanism is diabolical.
Isn't that a board game?
No, you're thinking of Catan.
No. Oh, okay. All right. Well, maybe a soft seat, you could say. Yeah.
Yeah. Satanism. Yeah. Satanism. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Scooter, how did you know?
Man, Chuck Finley, it's almost like your thoughts just come across on paper and they just come out
French,
illegible.
Roman
It's
Catholic.
insane.
Oh, you forgot one, Scooter. French, Roman Catholic, Buddhist, Jesuit. That's what you guys
Roman
think.
Catholic, Buddhist. No. You meant to say she's a French Roman Catholic, Buddhist, Hebrew Israelite.
Yes, that's it. Oh my god.
That's better. Yeah, I like that.
I say some
Yes.
things every once in a while that are
Yeah, and
that
she
are
has a
somewhat
Scofield
clever.
Reference Bible. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh no, new Josh. I hope you're joking by saying the ELCA is the
Is
best.
the most
Please tell me you're
open-minded.
joking.
Yeah, so open-minded. It's brain fog.
No. Yeah. I hope
Any
you're
church
kidding.
that teaches me to
New
speak
Josh
in
is a
tongues.
jokester. He's a
He is.
He's a
jokester.
jokester. He's
That's
funny.
right. That's
Funny
what I was
guy.
like. He's got to be joking.
He's
As
a
long as
Mr. Funny Guy.
as long as the church teaches me to speak in tongues or some other language.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah, because that indicates you're saved.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I have to uncontrollably
There you go.
convulse, and language needs to spill out of my mouth in such a way that's just not by my own choice.
Yeah. Well, it's the power of the Spirit. I suppose
I
we
laughed
could
so
change
hard
that
yesterday.
article.
I reposted that video that Ryan posted, Theology Matters. That was hilarious. He titled it was that scene of Jim Carrey when Jim Carrey was being his weird, nerdy self and he was being funny about making noises with his mouth. And the title was When You Learn How to Speak in Tongues. It was
Yeah.
so
It's wild. It's wild to me. It's wild to me that you didn't give any explanatory power. You just basically explained Jim Carrey.
I know.
Like you
Well,
literally, you
and then I have to like
all of
imitate
Jim
him.
Carrey.
And it would be really funny, probably through the mic.
Hey, we have a guest. Matt,
I
can
saw.
I get your age, please?
1524. I gotta look this up.
Oh,
Oh, he left.
not there. Okay.
Oh no, come back. Where you at, Matt?
Runner. I'm just kidding.
No, he definitely ran. He didn't mean to request up.
Oh, okay.
I sent him an invitation actually, so
Oh
he
yeah, yeah,
did
yeah.
not
So he
mean to request it because I invited him.
definitely hit accept by accident then.
Rolling your R's.
I mean, I can roll my R's, so it doesn't matter.
I think it's funny that some people can't do that. There are people who
You know, I
really
didn't
have a
even
hard
know I was
time.
doing it. I didn't even know I was doing it. Like I when I speak Spanish to people and stuff, they get a surprise because they're just like, "Yeah, it sounds like it's natural to you." It's like, "Yeah, well, I'd never learned how to do it."
Nice.
Do they get El Surpriso when you speak Espanol?
When you speak a taco and a nacho, I can speak a Japanese too. Hyundai, Toyota, Kawasaki.
Oh my gosh.
Bro. The level of effort was -5 on that one, chicken.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness.
Bertie can't roll her R's. What's going on? I guess you're not saved. Something's going on. I don't know about that.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that must be it. Yeah, if you can't roll your R's, you're not saved.
Oh, buy a cent. Have a good day.
I didn't consent to that.
He was like, I'm out. Enough of this tongue speaking around here.
The only time I speak in tongues is when I eat ice cream.
As I take a bite of my Reese's Easter egg. Have you done a restart yet, chicken?
Okay, we're people.
Not on
Okay, we
this
have
account.
names. We have names, okay?
My name is Chicken, that's it. Nobody knows my real name.
I think I know your real name
just
now, but I won't say it.
Did you hear my son? He said
Yeah, chicken.
yeah. So okay, I'll tell this short story and then I'll do a restart on this account. My son was reading me a story, but he was making up his own words to the story, and it was about me. He wasn't like my son wasn't in the story, so he was just adding me as a character. And he said, "What should I call you? Should I call you Chicken or your real name?" And I was like, "Well, just call me Mommy." And he's like, "But I'm not in the story. This is just a story about you. So, Chicken or your real name?" I was like, "You're too smart for your own good. You know that?"
Yes, that is so cute. I love
Yeah,
that.
it's adorable.
He totally thought about that too. He was like, "But Mom, there's gonna be an audience we're speaking to here.
Right.
Describe you."
Yep. Yep. Exactly. So smart.
Yeah, it's fun. I still have books of papers that my daughter would staple. She'd make her own little books. You know, like Sam and so-and-so, Sam and the cat. I have a whole stack of all her little books. She made
Oh,
when
that's
she was
so
a little
awesome.
girl. Yeah, she loved doing that. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I will do a restart. Let's see here.
Let's do it.
You know, us
I'll-
restarts have names.
Oh, based. You're my favorite restart. So give me.
Hold on. What about Scooter?
Yeah, he's all right.
He's like, that's not fair. What about Scooter?
You're right. No, I love Scooter. Yes.
Oh man! Oh, no, it meant to be a jab, but then it ended up being like even more of one. I didn't even mean it to be a haymaker.
Yeah, just give him more kudos.
So I'm gonna do a restart. So I'll be back at 4 my time. So that's in like 12 minutes.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. God bless you guys.
All right.